So I will now introduce Acting Secretary of Labor, Julie Su. Julie Su, known to many of us in California from her long years here, has a long history of labor activism. Her development of legal strategies to protect low-wage and immigrant labor resulted in her being named a MacArthur Fellow. And of course, she put that to good use in developing more legal strategies. She later served as the Secretary of the California Labor Agency before being asked by President Biden to serve as Deputy Secretary of Labor, after which she was elevated to her current role as Acting Secretary of Labor. And so without further ado, Secretary Su.
Hello, everyone. I want to start with a simple premise that every worker should feel secure while at work and come home healthy and safe at the end of the workday. As simple as this is, for too many workers, this is not their experience. Thank you to the California Labor Lab for your critical work. And to Lorena Gonzalez Fletcher for her focus and fierce leadership. It's always an honor for me to be part of any event where she is also participating. And I see her and the California labor movement making big things happen in this moment. And what a moment we are in. Across our country, workers, from healthcare to hospitality to Hollywood, auto workers to delivery drivers to dock workers, teachers, baristas, and graduate student workers are demanding their fair share, are saying we deserve to be valued, are organizing like we haven't seen in a long time, and winning at the bargaining table. I've seen this all over the country, and right there in California, I saw it in Vicki Jackson from Oakland. Vicki went on strike alongside 75,000 other healthcare workers last year for better working conditions and better wages. And it was my privilege to be at the negotiating table with her and those workers and with the employer trying to resolve their issues. One night, in the middle of the night, after we'd already been up for 24 hours straight, Vicki looked the CEO in the eye and said, "I matter, we make what you do possible, and we deserve better." I share that because I think about the courage that it took for her to say that. And it reminds me that when workers have power in the workplace, they get to practice how to exercise power in their lives. And this advances not just economic justice, but our democracy overall. In fact, worker power is crucial for the health of our economy and the health of our democracy. President Biden knows this. The historic wins we've seen over the past year don't happen by accident. Leadership matters. President Biden promised to be the most pro-worker, pro-union president in history. One reason that I left California to join his administration was to help him deliver on that promise. At the Department of Labor, we're working hard to build a high-road economy where good jobs are the norm and workers who have historically been left out or left behind can get those good jobs. On the high road, businesses that play by the rules and treat their workers fairly can compete and grow on a level playing field. On the high road, workers have a real voice on the job. But we can't truly build the high road if we don't also combat the low road, the bad actors who put workers' health and safety at risk, who steal workers' wages, who fight workers' right to organize, and who break the law because they think the chances of getting caught are slim and the consequences if they do get caught are minimal. Even as we celebrate an economic vision that puts workers first, where unions are valued, I still meet with workers everywhere I go who are putting in long hours at their jobs for wages that don't cover enough for a trip to the grocery store. They tell me that when workers get injured on the job, they're fired. So they feel stuck, and it's made them lose faith in the promise of this country. That's just devastating. That's why it's so important to see and hear workers, especially those who have been invisible for far too long. That's why we have finalized standards that protect farm workers, that allow workers to choose someone to be there during an OSHA investigation, standards that protect retirement security, and overtime, which restores the 40-hour work week for millions of workers. I know California has the 8-hour day, but in many parts of the country, overtime only kicks in after 40 hours in a week. That's why it's so important also to enforce labor laws, so there's a floor beneath which no one should be forced to live and work. We can do that through strategic enforcement, which we pioneered together in California. Through that work, we can say to workers who are toiling in the shadows, we see you, we hear you, we stand with you. So, thank you again for being at the forefront of this work. I can promise that the Biden-Harris administration will keep on building the high road until all workers feel empowered to say, I matter, and we deserve better. And they get the dignity and respect that they truly deserve.